Here I am at CT Fletcher's Instagram account, and the reason I'm talking about him today is because 4 days ago he underwent surgery for a heart transplant, and it was successful. So he started doing a couple of posts. Through the years, he's a very popular YouTube personality slash powerlifter, bodybuilder, and you either love him or you hate him. I like the guy. I've met the guy personally. And I've noticed that most people that don't care for CT Fletcher, they've never met him. And I think part of the problem is when we see these YouTube personalities like CT Fletcher, Cali Muscle, Rich Piana, we think that that's how they are in real life. But most of the time, that's just an over exaggerated act they put on for the camera and to get everyone excited for their character that they're portraying. And I believe CT Fletcher is one of those people. I believe he comes off a little different on YouTube than he is in actual real life. And I believe, like I said, I think if you meet the guy, you can't do nothing but like him. I mean, he's a very likable guy, and he's very down to earth, and you can tell he's actually a very caring person, and he wants to help motivate. And I do think one thing from his YouTube videos, you see that he is a great motivator. I mean, some people have a problem with the language he uses, but obviously people are into that. And I mean, the Hodge twins built their whole channel off that language, because the typical YouTube audience is like 13-year-old boys, and they love seeing grown men cuss. I mean, who did? When I was 13, we cussed too, just to try to be older. But anyhow, so he had this heart surgery, and for years, like back in the day when Leroy Colbert was around, Leroy didn't like him or Cali Muscle because he felt that they used stuff to get their bodies big and they weren't natural, and Leroy totally believed in being natural. So Leroy had made a couple of videos on this one right here, CT Fletcher versus Leroy Colbert, and I'll put these in the description down below so you guys can check them out. But he attacked CT Fletcher about him lying, what he felt was lying. And then CT responded in a video. Then Leroy made another video a couple days later that his personal message, and this was more of a heartfelt thing. You guys really should check out these videos. They're actually really good videos. But like I said, in 2014, I happened to get a chance because I'm friends with Scott Mendelson here, and he came down. Scott was just starting his channel, and I was helping Scott out start his channel. And he says, "Hey, I'm gonna get CT Fletcher. I'm friends with him." And I didn't even know Scott was friends with CT Fletcher, but he's like, he's going to come down, so we got to do something special. So I came up with, I work in the studios, and so I talked to some stuntmen, and I said, hey, let's do something, big, since we're getting CT Fletcher. He's got, at the time, he is like creeping in on 1 million subscribers, and like I said, this is back in 2014, and so we did these 3 different videos with fire. We did the burning bench press, which is on Scott's channel. We did the fiery curl bar, which is on my channel, as you see right here. And then on CT's channel, we put the burning barbells. And so we had these cool videos. But then so at that time, this is the first time I'm meeting CT. And like I said, very personable guy. And I told him, I go, hey, I run the channel that has, my friend Leroy Colbert on there. And the moment I said Leroy Colbert, his ears perked up because he knew Leroy Colbert. So I go, can you make a message video for Leroy Colbert? And I did. At the time when I uploaded this, I had a lot of Leroy Colbert fans were like, I can't believe you're posting this on your channel. Leroy doesn't like CT Fletcher. But if you know anything about me, I like all bodybuilders and all bodybuilding, natural, unnatural. It's just I like it all. And then, like I said, I look at these guys as like wrestling personalities, like WWE personalities. And so CT Fletcher made this video. Like I said, I'll link all this in the description down below so you guys can check it out. But after we did filming that day, we spent like half a day filming all this stuff, and so we were talking. And one thing I learned about CT Fletcher, which I liked, is you go to the site, and I learned this when I met him, is when he was 18 years old, he joined the Army. So this guy's an Army veteran. Well, I'm a veteran. I was in the Army 4 years. I served in the 82nd Airborne Division, and it's like that bond you have with other people who served in the military is strong, because I was looking up and I was thinking, what is the actual percentage of people that volunteer their lives for this country to serve them. And I looked it up, and like it says right here, for nearly 2 generations, no American has been obligated to join up, and few do. Less than 0.5% of the population serves in the armed forces. And so then I look down here. So as of January 31st of this year, close to 1.4 million people are serving in the U.S. Armed Forces, and that means that's 0.4%, not even 1% of Americans serve in the armed forces. So that's how special that is, and that's why there's such a bond between people who serve, and I have respect for, and people usually have respect for me for doing so. And I did it out of love for my country. I really love this country, and I felt I had to give back to it. So I gave 4 years of my life to this country, and I don't regret it. I learned a lot. I met a lot of people. I went a lot of places. And so I had that bond with CT. And like I said, a lot of people, they just don't do that. So like I said, so he got his heart transplant. And you can go to his Instagram account, and he talks about different stuff. So this was completely right here. This was literally right after like a day after his heart transplant.
And I
Let's see.
am so
Oh, actually, this was right
glad
before he was about to get his heart
finally,
transplant.
and I'll talk to you guys on the other side of this. It's just another step in my journey, and it's 3, 3 right now. And they told me anywhere between 4 and 8 o'clock this evening, I'll get that long-awaited heart transplant, and I feel really happy and a little bit sad for the family of the donor. So I got little mixed emotions, happy and sad, but above all else, I'm blessed. I am blessed.
And he is blessed, because I was wondering. So he's been waiting probably like a year and a half to 2 years for this heart transplant. And I was looking at like what's the average median weight right here. So an average weight they say is 4 months, but down here it says often more than 6 months. But I was looking at this list, and it's just amazing. Like a kidney is 5 years, a liver is 11 months, and like I said, this is the average time to wait. It could be longer or shorter depending on the list. And then so I went down further. How many people die waiting for a heart transplant? It says every 10 minutes someone is added to the national transplant waiting list. On average, 20 people die each day while waiting for a transplant. One organ donor can save 8 lives. That's crazy. So then I looked down, and then I was wondering, how long can you survive with a heart transplant? And it says, so basically survive at least 10 years. And then what's the success rate of a heart transplant? So it's 85 to 90%. So it's really amazing the times we live in, that they can literally take a heart out of one person's body and put it in another person's body. And I totally understand. It's like he's grateful for getting this heart, but it's like obviously someone had to die for him to get this heart. And then the last question I was wondering right here, do heart transplants last forever? And it says transplanted organs don't last forever. After a heart transplant, the 5-year survival rate for the organ is about 76%. And so, yeah, so these obviously, because the heart's, it's not a brand new heart. It's a brand new heart to CT Fletcher, but this heart was in someone else living their life, and who knows what they put their selves through. So, like I said, this was before he went into surgery. Then they released this about how they were thanking all the fans, and that he went into surgery. It says today at 3 a.m. a group of highly skilled surgeons and staff were able to finish an 11-hour successful heart transplant. That is amazing. 11 hours they're working in. We're not talking like they work probably straight through 11 hours. They're not taking a break. This is like a vital importance that they could lose this person if they don't do it correctly. So then this one was right after his heart transplant, the day after.
To all the iron addicts all over the planet, been praying for me and sending me well wishes. I want to say thank you. It's the very least I can say, and it's definitely not enough. But I really want you to know that I thank you for all your prayers and support. And
Yeah, so obviously he's grateful, and anyone that probably goes through this is very grateful. And it's basically they get a second lease on life. Um, And like I said, it's like Leroy was correct when he made his, back when Leroy made these videos accusing him of not being natural. Leroy was correct because, like I said, CT did admit it. And he actually, like he admits it in this video right here. He talks about it. But, you know, hopefully, you know, he, you know, changes his ways and that, which I think he probably has because he was knocking on death's door. And then this was the last video they just put up basically yesterday.
Okay. I'll swing back and pray.
So that's amazing that there he is up and walking after a heart transplant, and you know I'm glad things worked out for him, and like I said, he has a second lease on life, and I know there's some people that don't care for him and don't care for his methods or don't like him for whatever reason, you know, but I believe everyone deserves a second chance, and I think, you know, like I said, I met the guy, and he's a very likable guy, and I wish the best for him. And I advise you check out some of his videos, give him a second chance yourself. I mean, maybe like these newer videos we'll put up will be even more motivational because, like you said, he was right there knocking on heaven's door. So God bless, he's all right. And yeah, it's just I had to make a video about this because, like I said, I personally do like the guy. I thought he was a cool guy. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next video.
MrYorkieLoverFitness.com